Okay, welcome. Hello, and welcome to this webinar today, the spiritual development. And in this episode, we have Jamie Stankowski of Shaman Soul Healing. And I met Jamie last autumn equinox. We were at a Mind Body Spirit event in Durham, North Carolina. And we were both vendors at this event, and we connected, and I ended up updating her website, shamansoulhealing.com. And our connection from there has just continued to unfold and blossom. Jamie lives in Cary, North Carolina, which is about an hour from where I currently live. So I'm really blessed to be living close to her. And I absolutely love seeing the sites that Jamie visits on her shamanic journeys. She's really deeply committed to her path and is doing really great work on herself and with other people. And I had the pleasure of doing a photo shoot with Jamie for her website, which meant that myself and a friend got to be guinea pigs for some of her lovely healing. And we got some lovely energy clearing from her, and my first experience with some hape. And that was very, very grounding, not particularly pleasant because it felt like my nostrils were on fire. But it passes really quickly, and Jamie kind of holds you in that experience and helps you to work through it and integrate it. So it was, as I said, extremely grounding and centering for me. I do work with Jamie's Shamanic Healing Tea. They come in these really wonderful eco-friendly boxes. It's a loose tea with these wonderful tea bags that you just fill up yourself. When you order it from her website, you'll love the way that she packages it, because she thinks about it all the way through. She's got very smart packaging. I'll talk a bit more about her tea later. And I also work with her Florida water as well that you can get from her website. Her particular blends are really powerful and very, very grounding and protective to work with. I really enjoy them. So you can order your ones from her website. A little bit about Jamie's background. She was chosen by Spirit to become a shamanic practitioner, having received the 9 rights of the Mane K and certified by the Medicine Wheel Shamanic Institute. She is a full Mesa carrier, Ushu Reiki master teacher, and a physical therapist with 32 years practice. And she's taken classes with Sandra Ingerman. Now I have to look at, it's the Tita Juanito Chindoi, and was initiated into the Mayan shamanism with Quetzal Shah in Mexico. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing those right. In fact, I know I'm not pronouncing those right. So I'm embarrassed, but I'm sure Jamie can correct me in a minute. So I'm gonna stop jibber jabbering on, but I wanted to kind of give that little introduction about this wonderful lady. And so once again, welcome, Jamie. I'm so grateful to have you here. I've been really looking forward to having this chat with you. And I'd love to hear if you have anything that you'd like to add to that introduction.
Well, I think you about covered it, Frankie. It's good. And happy Earth Day today.
Absolutely, right back at you, sister.
Very fitting because shamans are known as the Earth Keepers. So it's a good day to be doing this interview. I'd like to add that I do natural healing techniques. I teach people self-healing techniques, and I've recently started channeling spirit for myself and others, among a bunch of other things that
right.
Yeah, like a toolbox.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I am really excited to learn more about how your shamanic journey began.
Oh, you want the long story or the short story?
Oh, we definitely want it all. Whatever you're willing to share, basically.
Okay, so I was, let me start with this. I feel like spirit, they're very gentle. Tap you on the shoulder, come this way, come this way, come this way. Well, I wasn't listening. So I got what I lovingly call my cosmic bitch slap from the universe. Got the kick in the arse, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I was in such inner turmoil about a situation I was going through in my life that I physically manifested hives. And I had hives from my waist all the way to my head, all on my face. And I knew it was coming from inside of me. And I was meditating at the time. I had been meditating for a couple of years, and I was getting messages. I didn't know at the time they were messages, but I kept hearing the word Reiki, Reiki, Reiki. I'm like, okay, I kind of know what that is, but I don't really know what that is. So let me go find somebody to do Reiki on me, because if I'm supposed to be doing this, I need to experience it. So I found a girl close by that did a session on me, but she also happened to be a psychic, which I didn't know. And she had wonderful messages for me, but she said, I think you need to be a shaman. Do you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, kind of. Don't they like have a rattle and do the drum? She goes, yeah, kind of. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But I don't believe in that. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But I'm telling you, I was hurting so bad inside, just so much turmoil on the inside that I had to find some. So I Googled shamans, found one close by, went and had a soul retrieval. I felt some relief, and then I got a little bit curious about it. And so I began training with her. And I remember the first class, because I'm very, very, very left-brained. I analyze everything. And the first class we had, we were doing like some illuminations and stuff. And this girl, there was 4 people in the course. And she said, oh, I just saw a jaguar jump up on the table. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought, this stuff, I can't do this stuff. Nobody sees jaguars jumping up on the table. I'm not doing this. It's too woo-woo for me. And I said, I'm not doing this anymore. Well, here I am. So there.
Yeah, it's funny because I literally had the conversation with my husband the other day that a lot of this work it's not like I set out to choose to do any of this, life experiences have guided me this way. Like, I wasn't into ETs, I wasn't into working with sacred feminine, I didn't even know what a mandala was, and wasn't interested in any of them either until everything obviously starts to unfold. And
well, you did choose it at a higher level.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another one of the things that I say regularly is I'm fairly certain I was drunk before I signed up for this.
Probably.
I just can't believe that I knew all of this, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
But I know that there's a higher part of ourselves that knows what's best for us, and when we start really listening to those intuitions and that voice within ourselves, which usually comes from meditating and learning about energy and stuff, that voice starts to get stronger in everybody, and it's not only us, it could be literally anyone who gives their time to it.
Crazy, it's been there the whole time, we just weren't tuned into it.
Right.
Couldn't hear it because of all the stuff that's going on in our heads.
Right.
Get that part out of the way, which is still hard a lot of times. Absolutely.
Yeah, lifelong endeavor. Some days I'm really good at it, some days I'm like trying my best, but it's just ongoing practice. It's great. So what's the shamanic journey about for you? I mean, there may be people watching that don't even know what a shaman is or what that even entails or whatever, and I know that everybody's interpretation of the journey is unique as well. So
yeah, well, shamans live with one foot in this world and one foot in the spirit world. And the shamanic journey is about sacred reciprocity. So we live in harmony and balance with the earth and believe everything's sacred that comes from the earth, because Pachamama, who's Mother Earth, gives us everything that we need. She provides for us. And so therefore we must provide for her, and we need to nurture and protect our life.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I love Graham Hancock is an author that I love a lot, and actually I discovered ayahuasca through his book Supernatural.
Yeah.
He was a BBC journalist back in the day. So,
I love him.
Good, because he's like he could be my dad. I mean, he's so real, and he was the one that really planted the seed about that and taught me a little bit about shamans. And one of the things that really stuck with me was him saying that, you know, a shaman is someone who is dealing with being in an altered state of consciousness.
Right.
How they get there is down to the individual. Some want to drum into the altered state and dance. Others want to do the plant medicines. Other ones want to go for the pilgrimages through forest or mountains or whatever. There's many different ways of being able to get into that altered state, but the common thread is that all of these shamans are doing that.
Right. And it's important to say, because we're going to discuss plant medicines in a minute, but it's important to say that, you know, you don't have to go to Peru or Costa Rica or to another country to experience the altered states of consciousness. You can get there through meditation.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I believe that. I believe that if you're supposed to go to Peru or to some other location, then that's exactly where you end up going. But that's the great thing about this, is that you don't have to go anywhere or have any particular tools. You just need yourself and that commitment and choice to start the journey, right? Yeah. So let's talk about some of these amazing plant medicines that the shamans are working with.
My favorite subject.
Yay! I have had the absolute honor of working with ayahuasca in the past, and for me it was life-changing at a cellular level. I really feel like I want to share that it looked for about 6 years before I actually had this experience.
Yeah.
I was learning about the plants. I was learning about the shamans. I was waiting for my time to come for the right people, because one of the things Graham Hancock impressed upon me was, you know, this isn't playing around. You need people who can hold space for you, people who know what they are doing.
Absolutely.
And you will get the most out of it. That whole experience that I've had with the plant medicines, and I still feel them. You feel them long after you have ingested them. They're part of you forever.
You feel them before you ever.
Yes. In fact, I felt that brew. I think I told you when they were making the brew, maybe a few days before we were supposed to drink it, I started actually with my eyes open, not hallucinating, but it was like trippy. Everything was really, really trippy, and I could feel the medicine talking to me and calling me.
I'm getting chills while you're saying.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But I was so prepared. I mean, I was prepared and ready to face whatever it was that I needed to face, to learn and experience something. And my mandalas were born out of the plant medicines. Lots has been born out of them. But So yeah, I'm not going to go on about my experience. I really want to hear about some of the medicines that you like to work with and what you're learning through them.
Well, I like all of them.
Yeah.
Now, ayahuasca is not pleasant tasting at all. And every time I do it, I think, I taste it and I'm like, what did I just do?
Right.
You know, as soon as you're in it, you can't go back. There's no going back. And that's a good 8 to 10 hour journey. You're getting ready to go. Miss Willie to lay down and surrender and give up, because she's going to have her way with you. Right.
Right.
Yeah. I like ayahuasca, San Pedro, mushrooms. There's iboga, which I've never done. That's a medicine out of Africa.
Right.
Combo, which is a frog venom, and they burn that into either your arm or your neck, and that's purgative. And that's really good for getting rid of digestive issues and energetic issues as well. And then Sapito is DMT, which you smoke, and that's a nice short journey, which is about 20 minutes. And that one, I've not done that one either. I don't have enough courage to do that one yet.
It feels a little fast, and I haven't been as drawn to doing it that way. And you know, I haven't experienced it, so I haven't really got an opinion. I just haven't particularly felt drawn to it. I like that the ayahuasca is a little more of a longer journey.
Yeah, they call her the mother because she's more gentle, which to my journey, my very first was not gentle at all. At all. In fact, the next day, we were doing it 4 nights in a row. I was in Costa Rica, and I told the shaman that next morning, because we were in ceremony from like 7 at night to like 9 in the morning. And it was, I died like 52 times. And I remember like saying, how many times can somebody die? And he was like, you're dying. And I told him when we were walking out of ceremony, I said, I've wasted my money coming here because I will not be coming back. And he said, see how you feel tonight. And it took probably 7 counselors at the place I was at to talk me into going back in that night, because it was so hard. But the next 3 nights were beautiful. So it's the hardest work I've ever done on myself. And people are like, oh, you're going to Costa Rica, you're going to have so much. Did you have fun? I'm like, no, I didn't know. I didn't have any fun. I didn't even get to see the beach. I was doing some inner work. It's hard. It's hard work. And you have to know, that after you do, there's a lot of preparation beforehand. You know, you have a dieta, there's certain things you can and can't do. You can't have sex. You know, there's lots of energetic things that have to be done beforehand. And Mother Ayahuasca teaches you things in ceremony, and it's up to you to implement them when you come back. And you can go drink the medicine and just come back and just do the same old stuff you've always done, and nothing's going to change.
Right.
So you have to be committed to the inner work with ayahuasca. Yeah.
I really believe that, because I mean, like I said, it absolutely changed me at a cellular level. I came back and all these habits that I used to have were gone. Yeah. They were just gone. I mean, I used to, one of the things that stands, and it's going to sound silly to other people, but I used to drink English tea all the time. My whole life, like my nana used to give me pots of tea with milk in it, and I would drink tea all day long, like water. And so I stopped doing that for the dieta beforehand. Right. And when I came back, I put that tea in my mouth and it tasted disgusting, like bleach. Yeah. And I've never, ever, ever touched a proper English cup of tea since.
So now you drink American tea now?
I go for the more organic blends. I'm just more conscious of what I am selecting now. And that milk, black, heavy, caffeinated tea combo, obviously, she didn't think that was good. So And that's just one. I mean, I never went back to the diet that I used to have. I never went back to so many different habits. It's unbelievable. And it was just all part of it. I didn't even have to force it. I just changed.
No, I know you know you have to cut out caffeine beforehand, and I have not had anything caffeinated. And coffee, I haven't had coffee in 3.5 years. And I only drink herbal tea now, and you know, I just stay with the diet that we had to do before ayahuasca. So I don't do dairy. I'm vegan and raw and vegetarian now. Some eggs sometimes, and sometimes I eat a piece of pizza if it looks really good. But other than that, yeah, everything's changed, and it was pretty effortless. You know, you just don't want it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So and now you learn to listen to your body, and like your body's like, I don't want that anymore, and it's actually pretty easy.
Right.
Things.
And one of the things that I thought was, having gone on that diet, having done all of that inner work, why go back? After everything that you've gone through, it's like, why would you undo it?
Yeah. I and it's important we'll talk about the shamans in a minute, while we need to have them in ceremony. The rapé they do before ceremony as well, which I have a sacred relationship with now. I actually do it just about every morning to ground myself and connect with spirit, because it helps you connect with your spirit guides or your higher self. And like every time I do it, I can feel it. You set your intention to be for healing, and I don't know if anything in me needs to be healed, but I expect that rapé does and spirit does. So I just say, go do what you got to do and heal what needs to be healed. And it's grounding, and it sets the tone for the day. So I meditate in the morning and do a rapé ceremony. And can you imagine doing that every day? As bad as it hurts.
I cannot. But I mean, at the same time, I do understand the ritual of it, and that's what you're doing now. It might not be what you need in 6 months' time. It might be different. So it's maybe what you need for now.
There's the pipe we used with you and Marina.
Yep. I am actually, because I was thinking about that, and I've got some pictures, so I'm going to put those up on the screen for us to see some of those lovely photo shoot pictures we did of you doing the ceremony with us.
This is the self-applicator, so this is the one that I use, and that's the ayahuasca vine.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
I got this one in Peru. I got both of those in Peru, actually. But it's really important to have a shaman present when you're doing any of the plant medicines. In the US, they call them psychedelics, and I guess they are classified as psychedelics, but the medicines take your ego away out of the picture, so you can actually see what's going on. Because what we see right here is only about 20% of what.
Right.
Yeah. And so when your ego is out of the way, then you can really see what's going on. So the shamans infuse prayers in the medicine, and they sing icaros, which are sacred songs. It's actually the plants coming through the shamans and singing, and their healing songs, and they know how to control the energies in the room.
Right.
So it's really important. There's people that are getting it online and doing it at home, and I've actually had a couple of clients that told me they had ordered some online, and they felt some bad energies coming in, and they were having trouble, so they came to me to try to get rid of them. And so it's really, really important to have.
It really is. I mean, I just have got so much respect for it, and I understand that it is a medicine, and all medicines need assistance of some kind of a doctor. And, these shamans know exactly what they're doing. I'd shared with you something that really had an impact on me I guess I was working through some daddy issues or whatever through one of my journeys. And it was hard, wherever it was like, oh, this masculine energy that I was trying to understand. And I was crying and whimpering. There's like 12 of us in a dark room, so no one can actually see each other.
Right.
And I'm whimpering, and other people are making a lot of noise. So I'm not imagining that anyone could really hear me because I wasn't wailing. But one of the shamans came over to me and he began singing.
Yeah.
And he was playing his music. He was smudging me with his herbs. And I could feel him helping me work through it. He didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. But he knew in the pitch black what song to sing, what herbs I needed. And I could feel, even though I didn't know what I was letting go of, I clearly didn't need to, but I felt him help me through that. Yeah. And that's, yeah. Beautiful. I'm eternally grateful to him. Yeah. I mean, he healed all my daddy issues. That's all I can say in that moment. He helped me shift all that, so I don't carry any of that anymore. And I just know that you can work through so much more when you have that support, and you're very open when you take these medicines. And right. Whether you believe it or not, there is good and bad, there is light and dark, and it matters where you are and how safe and protected you are to the visible and invisible worlds. The shamans are creating this wonderful container for you that lasts long.
Veil of protection in the whole ceremony area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, that the shamans that I work with, they had talked to me beforehand. Do you definitely know the deal with this? What's your kind of intentions behind this? They made sure that I knew what I was going into, right. Not scaring me off, just checking in with me, which I really appreciated, and also checking in with me afterwards as well. So we spoke
Did they help you with integration, all the stuff you learned, help you integrate it? Because, the work really starts when you get home. It's
right.
The beginning. And so
they didn't help me all the way through it. Yeah. I think it was like a week or so after you have a call with them and you get to kind of share anything. And they are always there if you need to reach out to them. I just didn't. I felt like I had enough support from them, and it was it felt like it was a good year of integrating, to be fully honest. If not, I still feel like it's ongoing, and I haven't even been back in years to do it. So it's just really important to have that guidance and support and that safety doing it. And as somebody who has used psychedelics for social reasons as a younger person, and being able to compare the experiences now, they're like not even comparable. I mean, you have a good night when you do any kind of psychedelics, but you're not learning much from it. Right. You're not healing.
Yeah, if you do it with the right intention and the intention of healing, instead of just partying, you're going to have a totally different experience. Yeah.
Right. And those intentions really are. I mean, they really do set the stage. I feel like every intention I had got met and exceeded beyond anything, But I was clear about, what I wanted to let go of, experience, invite, all of it. So that, I think that really helped me to benefit so much from it in so many different areas. I definitely make sure that you're you've got a shaman to do this work with, you just won't get as much out of it if you don't. So, I mean, it's everybody's own call, but my personal opinion is you're going to get so much more of an experience when you're being held.
Absolutely. There's also a medicine that I work with called Sananga, which is an eye drop made out of sacred plants in the Amazon. And there's some tribes in Brazil that actually use it before ayahuasca ceremonies. But it's a really strong, it's crazy how an eye drop can heal you. But the first time I did it, now you think rapé burns?
Oh, they burn your eyeballs out.
Oh, I was pretty sure I was going to be blind the first time. And I probably screamed for 15 minutes. I mean,
really?
Yeah. And the guy that was helping me through this journey, I mean, I cried sobbed from my soul for 20 minutes. And he said, that is some deep healing. I was like, yeah, old in there. And I don't even know what it was. And I just remember crying, and I don't even know I was crying. I couldn't stop. But I'm not kidding you, for 3 days after that, my feet weren't even touching the ground. I was so light. Everything had been lifted for me. It's just amazing. I did a ceremony not long ago with a girl here that came to me for some Sananga, and she had a lot of energy going through her and cried and I just held her in my arms. I just held her and held her and held her. And she was like shaking, and I thought she was having a seizure. And then I realized it was all this energy trying to come out, and it's just from an eye drop.
Right.
And so she probably cried for 30 minutes. So I just held her like a baby. And but I wouldn't want to do that by myself. I have some that's not that strong that I do by myself, but the really, really strong one, somebody's going to be with me.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And what was I going to say? One of the things that the plant medicines had actually taught me was that how our healing comes in different ways, and to release energy comes in different ways. Yes. So with the ayahuasca, for example, throw up, cry your eyeballs out,
laughing,
snotty nose,
all of that.
Yawning, lots of yawning. Again, that's just release the energy. It's I really started to understand because of the plants. It showed me, and also it helped show me about exercise helping to do that too, that we can also release a lot of energy through just intentional movement. Same thing.
They talk to you, like mushrooms taught me a specific way of healing people. Right. And they talk to you. I know it sounds crazy, people, but they do talk to you. Yeah.
Graham Hancock calls them little teachers. Yeah. The mushrooms. And they are. They really are. They all have something, some wisdom to share with you. Just infinite and layers of the wisdom. And I really believe that in these ceremonies, so much is happening within those hours. You have no clue. You come back with these snippets of remembrance. Yeah. And then as time goes on, you start remembering more and more and more and more. Mm-hmm. One of my experiences was teaching me how much of an empath I was. Mm-hmm. And it did this through, in the beginning, I drank the medicine. I'm hearing my friend's whimper. Yeah. She was crying. And I was thinking, oh, that's Alex. And the medicine was like, no, she's here because she wants to be. She's doing her work, leave her to it. Don't get distracted by someone else's pain, deal with yourself. So I'm like, okay. And then later on, I could feel the energy of the person near me, a very good friend as well. And I could feel a lot of his pain. I could feel all the stuff that he was working through, because he was crying. And I swear to God, I spent an eternity in this man's pain.
Yeah.
Because I had tuned into him, and I felt like, honestly, I was in this man's pain. I was living his childhood, feeling everything, until all of a sudden it was like, you don't have to be here. This isn't you.
Right.
This is not for you. This is him. And it showed me, you know, you allow yourself to go in that, and then you lose yourself there.
That's
and
right.
It helped me to start differentiating all these different feelings that I had. I thought all the feelings were mine, only to realize that barely any of them are.
Right. Right. You know what's cool, what you said though, when you said you could feel your friend Alex's pain and you threw up. So in ayahuasca ceremonies, you can actually throw up for someone else.
For someone else, yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet I did, because of, you know, I hadn't learned to sit with my own energy. Stop absorbing everybody else around you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really helped my solar plexus a lot. And also finally really realizing you are very empathic, and you just need to be more mindful of all these feelings and thoughts and stuff, because it's not yours and you don't have to carry it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, so many people talked about the amount of psychotherapy that we get with these ceremonies as well, like lifetimes of psychotherapy in one session.
It's like 11 years of therapy in one night.
Right.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yes. And I will share that I remember one of my journeys was, you know, she was showing me all the things. It was like she was stripping me back to my essence.
Right.
And showing me all these different handprints, like all these different people were touching me. And they were people throughout my life, family members, teachers, friends and parents of friends, and everybody that I had ever met or had ever gone near me, who had who were moulding me,
right.
You know, with their beliefs and everything. And it was amazing that just even people that I didn't think had any kind of impact still had left this print on me. And so it was this process of peeling back all this that I was not, to finally get to the core of what I am.
Right.
And that was really beautiful. That was so beautiful.
That beats all the times I died. I would have rather have that.
Right. Well, but she gives you what you need, doesn't she? And you know, I think the shamanic journey, the journey that you are living, because the way I see it, I mean, you know, it's a spiritual journey. I can identify with it because it's every day. It's a way of living. It's a way of being. It's just a way of viewing this world. But it's a lifestyle. It's not just something you go and do on a Sunday or whatever. It's in everything that you are and everything that you do.
Yeah.
So I think, and many of the shamans are, you know, like you said, walking between worlds all the time, and on this really intense journey to be in those two worlds. So I have a deep respect for the shamanic work, because it's deep, it can be dark, but
and not
it's just yeah. But you know, like yourself and the people that I have worked with as well, a good shaman, they hold you so well that it's okay to be in this darkness, because they're this light amongst it.
Yeah, and you know, when you're coming to a shaman, you're vulnerable, and you need to feel safe. And especially ayahuasca, you know, with the shamans, if you find the right shamans, you feel safe. And even with the work that I do, the few medicines that I do here that are legal, not illegal, legal in the US. Even those they're very powerful medicines, and you need to have somebody with you to hold space.
Right.
Yeah. And it's okay, you know, because you want them to, you want to cry. You want them to, you got to get it out somehow, you know, whether you cry it out or throw it up, or you have to get that energy out.
Right.
In order to heal. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, so it's fascinating. I know I could easily talk all night about the medicines.
Oh, I could too. It's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Yeah, and you were recently in Mexico on a journey, weren't you? When was that? Was that at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I went the day after Christmas, and then yeah.
And then you hurt your knee.
I was drug up a mountain by a horse with my one foot in the stirrup and the other one on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's how I got a slip disc.
Yeah, hurt my knee, but I was only on a cane. We did some. The people I were with said because we were halfway up, or about 3/4 of the way up, and we had to walk another 1/4 of a mile to get up to. We're going to see the butterflies where they migrate in Venezuela. And they were like, we can go back down. I'm like, I'm here to see the butterflies. I'm going to see some butterflies. So the 2 sticks, and I walked up the mountain, and we actually did some hands-on healing up on top of the mountain, and came back. And the next day I did mega doses of vitamin C, some aloe, and some other lotions that a traveling companion had, he got in China. And the animals, there was 4 dogs and 3 cats, and they came to my leg and just kind of hung out around my knee for a day or so. And I came back to North Carolina and was on a cane for less than a week. And then I was back at work, and my knee's fine.
Awesome.
But the doctor in Mexico he wrote a prescription for some steroids and some other stuff, and I said, I'm not going to take that. And he said, well, you'll feel better. And I'm like, you can write it, but I'm not taking it. And I didn't. Yeah.
Good. No, I like, even though it was a bad thing, it was nice watching you heal yourself, to be honest. It was just, you know, it's powerful.
And yes, because we all have the power to heal ourselves.
Right.
And and
the body knows. It definitely knows. And you did the right thing. You know, you went to a doctor to, you know, make sure a bone wasn't broken or something. But if they're only going to give you drugs, then why bother? Yeah. Got my own drugs. Thank you.
That's right.
So, I mean, this journey that you're on, and having, you know, worked with other shamans, met other shamans, what do you think, what message, if any, do you think the ancient shamans would share with us today?
This is also very exciting. So in shamanism, there's a legend of the eagle and the condor. And it's when the eagle, I told you eagle, when the eagle of the north flies with the condor of the south, the spirit of the land will reawaken. And so that's what's happening now. And because the shamans in Peru are now teaching the people from North America their ways, and we're helping to spread the word. And so now the eagle and the condor are flying wing to wing. And so this is the time of the new illuminated people called the Homo Luminous. And they're the awakened ones. And so the prophecy is now coming true. And I'm sure they are all dancing around the fire, beating their drums and their rattles, very happy.
I'm telling you, my spine is like tingling and cold right now. And I have got, you can't see my goosebumps, but I have them. They're like, my spine is really cold. And what's interesting, I'll let people know that when Jamie and I, before we started doing this chat, we just kind of centered ourselves and said our prayers and stuff, and in my mind's eye I saw this eagle, and she said, I shared it with her, she said, oh, you understand that at the end. Well, also, you know, you work with the condor feathers for your energy clearing, right?
I do.
Because I remember you doing that with me, and that was powerful. I mean, it felt like the condor was flying next to you. It was amazing. And yeah, I feel a connection with you, and I feel that there's a lot of work to be done, and the universe has put us extremely close together. And I know that we've talked about things in the past, and I think that they were just seeds that we were planting, and I'm excited. I feel like there's more unfolding with us. There's more work to be done and shared together, and
definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited about that for sure. Need that nice beach retreat, I think.
And I was thinking about that too. I was thinking maybe I could do the cooking, because I like to do the
oh my god, that would be amazing. I'd love that. And it's been coming up a lot lately, so I know it's imminent, and I know that you're definitely my right hand man for one. I know that we can make our work collaborate well together for something like that. So everybody in North Carolina area, make sure that you keep a lookout, because hopefully we will do that.
Yeah, I want to tell you, I've been connecting with feminine lately, and I'm going to send you the mantra that I listen to. Is absolutely beautiful. It's sung by a beautiful woman she's Mongolian.
Oh, wow.
And beautiful. But I actually dance every morning when I get up out of bed. I dance and I can feel it. And I just recently connected with Shiva, the Indian goddess. And she's like up here, so I can feel her.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I felt that with you too, for sure. I think the divine feminine is stirring in all of us, and that wonderful energy rebalancing. I said to somebody the other day that my masculine energy has always been extremely strong, so for me, working with the feminine was very challenging, actually, and still is. But it is rebalancing me a lot.
Yes, I can feel it. I was the same as you, very left-brained and analytical, and I was not balanced at all. And I'm telling you, I am a man in a woman's body.
Oh, me too. Me and my husband joke all the time, and he'll happily say, I am the woman. She is the man. And it's not, I mean, it just is. It's like we're in the wrong bodies. But at the same time, it works, you know? So, yeah. And ever since I've kind of been rebalancing that energy and working with it more, and working with more women, which was something very difficult for me to do, because I think I just had I have a lot of women in my family, so it put me off. But I've definitely created a much healthier relationship with it, and it's still continuing to unfold. And what I love about the priestess work is it's really not that far off the shamanic work. It's very, very close. And in fact, many priestesses that I've met, you could easily call them a shaman, you know.
We all, I mean, whether you're Reiki or priestess or shaman or whatever you are, it's all this work to get to the same, it's a means to an end.
Right. And, and all of them have so many tools that come with them. So it's not like any particular thing means that you only do this, I think they do all, blend and cross over into each other.
So like with my work, I mean, I learned Peruvian shamanism, but I've always been fascinated with anything Mayan or anything South America. So I've, made, many trips to Mexico, and which is where I found Quetzalcoatl, the one that helped me, that initiated me into Mayan shamanism. And I resonate with Tibetan shamanism too. So I pull a lot of stuff from all of those areas.
And I love that. I love that. You make it your own that way, you know. It just becomes who you are, influenced by all these wonderful different cultures and traditions. And that's, yeah, that's kind of what I like to do too. It's just, there's all these different religions. I take my bit from each one. There's all these different tools. I take my bit from each one. And over the years, it's just unfolding and changing and adding to the toolbox all the time. So and I think that's what most healers are doing. Anyone who's working with energy is doing. So it's wonderful. So yeah, it's been a nice little chat.
I know I want to see you in person, but I couldn't now anyway because of the virus.
I know, but I'm dying. Isn't it just the way, you know, most of the time I'm completely happy in solitude, and then as soon as I'm told you have to stay home, I'm like, but I want to go out. But no, I'm missing you. It's been too long, and yeah, as soon as we're able, we'll get together and yeah, I feel us doing more stuff. So thank you so much for sharing your lovely energy and wisdom and time with us. I'm so grateful. And thank you to anyone who's watching this video right now. Don't forget to check out Jamie's website, shamansoulhealing.com. I will be posting links to her website, her Facebook page, her YouTube channel, so that you can find all of her on the social media and everything. And don't forget that she also has some lovely tools, tea. She sells sage and San Paulo, is it?
Yeah, Palo Santo wood.
Yeah. And offers all these wonderful services. And I know that, you know, some of them can still be translated to online work with you. So yeah, make sure you keep an eye out for Jamie. And I think you're being interviewed tomorrow for something as well, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a radio.
You're on a radio.
And he won't even tell me what we're talking about, so I have no idea how that one's going to go.
Okie dokes. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for that one, and if we don't see it, we know how that went.
Yeah, that one's called, I can't even remember the name of the Cosmic Radio or something like that.
Cosmic Radio. Okay. Oh, well, I'll keep an eye on your Facebook page. Hopefully, you'll post something up.
I'll send you the name of it. I can't remember.
Well, I'll send you good juju, good energy for that. I'm sure that whatever you share will be wonderful for that audience. So good luck.
Thank you.
All right, darling. Thank you again, and we'll catch up again soon.
Okay. Love to you.
Love to you. Take care. Bye-bye.